and I'm actually going to pass it over to Tammy.
All right, are we good? Okay, so I'm going to start and talk about customer service or customer care. And really all that boils down to is looking after people. We use the word customer, but really this will relate to customers or ambassadors. Ambassadors, we might do a few things different just because of the business side of it, but I'm just strictly going to kind of talk about if it's customers and product, but the other piece of it would be a whole other night. So when I was thinking about this today, first it really starts with the relationship piece of it. So it doesn't just start the minute that the order or the sale has happened. We're really looking after those people the minute we have that relationship started and the minute that we start talking about Plexus. It's being present in their lives, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram. Heaven forbid we actually get face-to-face with people and connect that way. But it's the phone calls, and it's not only Plexus, it's about their lives, and it's about that relationship that we already have. Once we start giving them the information that they're looking for, that they need, then that's really when that care piece kicks in. And it's listening to them. So it's not us bombarding them with information. It's not, they want to know Slim, so we're sending them 40 videos and we're sending them all the documents. I'm somebody who likes the information, but not everybody does. So we really have to listen to the person and what it is that they're looking for. And give it in small pieces. We don't want to overload anybody. And in those beginning stages, it's the following up. So we talk about follow-up afterwards, and we talk about follow-up when we're reaching out. We talk about follow-up all the time, and this is one of those times as well. And when they say no, we don't drop that conversation or those relationships. We keep going because we know a lot of us on this screen have said no. I was a no girl for months. So as we know, no doesn't mean no, leave me alone. It generally means not right now, or I'm not quite ready. So continue that relationship. The next step is once they do decide to join you. So once they do feel they have the information, once they feel comfortable, once they feel that they want that change, they want to improve their health, maybe they are wanting to start the business, then that's the next step where we really want to guide them. We really want to be there for them. The best time and the best way, I guess, should say, to guide them through that is to actually sign up for them or with them. So whether it's a phone call again or in person, you either want to be at your computer and gather the information from them and plug that in for them, or you want to guide them through it if you're on the phone and kind of lead them through each screen. If you're not familiar with the screen, make up a little dummy account, sign in just so that you can walk yourself through and make notes. We've had a lot of changes with the back office. It shouldn't happen again for a while, so it should stay the way that it is right now, or when a lot of us have signed up. So at that time, if you haven't already decided, then you can decide with them what the best way for them is to join. So, and again, I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of some of these details, but you and them have to decide if it's best for them to just be the preferred customer, or if they know they're going to be ordering more than the 100 PV a month and they know that they're committed for 3 to 6 months, then yes, for sure, maybe an ambassador is the choice for them. But again, that would have been part of that nurturing through that whole decision-making process. So once you have pre-qualified and you guys have had that conversation, then you go through that sign-up process. Then you can congratulate them for joining, whatever they've chosen. And then you want to explain a little bit. Again, you don't want to dump it all on them that instant, but a few things you're going to want to let them know in the next few days even is what happens at that point. So how long is it going to take for their order to come? How it comes, let them know how it's delivered, and how to track their order. So sometimes they want to be able to follow up and track that themselves. So again, it's just a lot of communication and guiding that person through. The third step would be welcoming them to our community. So with their permission, of course. We never add anybody to a group without them giving us permission, but add them to the appropriate groups. And again, those are on some of our welcome sheets to remind you sort of what the appropriate groups are. If somebody's just a customer, we don't want to put them in like one big team or on Freedom Revolution. So make sure that we're putting them in the right groups for them to get the support that they're going to need, and really just to shower them with our Plexus hospitality and to welcome them and show them right away our community culture and how important it is. You know, we rally behind each other, we support each other, we answer each other's questions. So right away, it's important for people to see that. The next step that I have is, this is sort of how I do it. Tanya, feel free to jump in. But I usually wait for a few days after they've ordered, when it's a little bit closer to when their products are going to come, and I send them a welcome email. So it's just either welcome to my team or the team, or, I'm so happy and excited for you to start the products. And in that email, I give them the information on detox, which is huge, huge, huge. I can't stress that enough. I fell off the wagon with this when I first started. I didn't give people enough information, and I didn't stay in close enough contact with them. And I lost a few people. They tried the products for 3 weeks, and, they gained a couple pounds, and they had some belly cramps and not working or not doing it. And I could not, convince them otherwise. So it's really important for them to understand detox and for you to understand it, so that you know when they come to you what those things might be. So I send an information sheet and a video on that. I also review the amount of water that they should be drinking. I give them the little chart that shows them how much water they should be drinking for their body weight, and the schedule on how to take the products. So I know on each bottle or on each package, whatever it is that they have, it tells them sort of the recommended way for Plexus. We know through trial and error and just different things that we've learned that those ways are fantastic, and you're not going to go wrong. But we also know that some things might be better alone, or it might be better on an empty stomach. There are some things that you can certainly get from anybody on this call, and also just in the groups, there's information that you can get that. So once they have all that and they're all excited for their products, I keep in really close contact with them when I know that their package is arriving. If it's supposed to arrive on Thursday, then I'm messaging them saying, did you check your mail? Did it come? And really use your agenda or whatever method you use to keep track on, and make sure that you have notes. So it may not be a big deal if you have 2 customers, but once you have 30 and 40, it's a little bit harder to keep track. So once the parcel arrives, check in. Day 1 is going to come when they're supposed to be starting their slim or whatever it is that they're starting on. Check in on day 1. So check in, see if they took it, if they had any issues. And then within that first week, again, it's depending on the products that they're starting, but it's almost a daily check-in for the first week or every couple days, just to say, did you get it in? How's it fitting into your routine? Something that is sort of a really open-ended question that you may not get great answers is if you ask them what they're noticing. If you just kind of ask that blanket statement, what are you noticing? They may not really notice anything. You have to be a little more specific. So if you say, did you notice you maybe had a little more energy today? Or how did you sleep last night? Or if you ask, some of those things, they might say, yeah, I did. But if we just sort of left it out there, they may not know what they're looking for. So it's a little bit harder for them to figure that out. That first month is when I tell people, and I let them know now, that I'm going to be in really close contact with them. I'm going to be messaging them often because I don't want them to be thinking, why is she messaging me again? But I also want them to expect that message, so that if they have questions and they're uncomfortable reaching out, they're like, okay, I think she's going to message me probably tomorrow. I'll wait and ask her. And then they become a little bit more comfortable with some of the questions I'm asking. Make sure you're asking about bathroom habits. Make sure you're asking some of those things that they may be uncomfortable to talk about. Once that sort of, the traditional way of that slow start, if we're doing the balance pack or anything, is about 3 weeks. So once that 3 weeks is done, then I still check in about weekly for 2 or 3 weeks. And if everything's going well, then it may be just once a month unless they have questions. But it's it's really, really important. And I've learned the hard way when I don't connect with people enough in the beginning, or I'm not supportive enough, that they fall off, or they don't understand what's going on, I guess, with the changes in their body. So that's about all I had with that. I don't know if there was anything else, Tanya, that it's mostly the follow-up piece, but
Yeah, no, that's great, Tammy. You've really highlighted all the really important things. I love that you talked about detox. When I started, I just embraced that. I knew it was going to happen because I was educated by my sponsor. So, and so it was easy for me to just duplicate that down through my team. We do have a detox explainer video, which you can find it on YouTube. If you literally just search Plexus Detox Explainer, it's there. It's also on our team page many times posted. Many of you are already tagged in it. But if you want to go grab that and send it to your person. I don't spend a great deal of time talking about it, but I always do talk about it. And I say, you may feel a little bit crappy, and it's totally worth it. It means the products are actually doing their job. And it means that your body is beginning to respond. And it may not be the positive response that you were looking for at the very beginning, but it's not long-term and it's short-lived, and you push past it. Communicate with me. Don't run away and throw your plexus in the garbage. That's what I tell people. And every time I have that frank conversation with people, I'll remind them again, when we talk about how you're feeling, oh, I feel this way or that way. Awesome. And they're always shocked that I say awesome. But it means their products are working. So it's really great. And you know what? I mean, for Tammy, you've been on these products for a long time, as have I, as have others on this screen right now on this call. So we know the benefits, and we know what happens when you stick with it and you're consistent. We didn't get here overnight. We're not going to fix it all overnight either. So very good point. And I like how you talked about customer care from the point of view of the relationship all the way through when you close the sale with the person and then they purchase the products, and all the way through, because you're absolutely right. We're taking care of people before they even come into the products. That's a very, very good point. I'm glad you brought that up. And I really appreciate your leadership tonight. Thank you so much for speaking. It was awesome. Thanks. So we're going to move on now to topic number 2, not 4, which is the 3-way call. Now, I actually had the opportunity to have 2 of those today, which was really fun. I love meeting new people. And you know what? That is such one of the big joys of this, is that you get to just meet people, talk to people, learn different things about people. I got to meet with Rachel this afternoon. She's our newest team member on the call tonight. She's Angie's girl. So welcome, Rachel. We had a great chat, and I think I freaked her out. I told her I couldn't believe she was 39. I really didn't think you were 39. Not that that's old. I'm 45. But so it's really fun to meet people and just kind of get to know them. And that's one of the big beauties of the 3-way chat, is that as a sponsor, when you are, you're feeling comfortable and you're in that role where you've had some time under your belt and you're feeling that leadership piece, it's a lot of fun that way. And for you as the sponsor, bringing a potential or even a new team member into a 3-way call, it is the most valuable tool that we have next to getting somebody out to an opportunity meeting. The reason? You're showing your potential that you want to give them the best service possible. You are showing them that you're going above and beyond, that you're getting an expert, somebody who knows maybe more than you in the sense that they just have more experience, okay? And what happens in that 3-way call is really great, because what happens is you introduce you connect, you're the connective tissue. You bring that validation to your potential. It's on the spot training for you. Once you've introduced the other 2 parties, you just sit back and listen, and you allow the sponsor to take over the call. The sponsor will let you know at the end that, it's time to go, or there'll just be an organic way that it will end and you will be the last person to say goodbye. That's what a 3-way call is. It's huge, huge training for you. If you want you can't go anywhere and get better training than a 3-way call that's done well. Okay. So it's really, really advantageous to you to use it. Now let's talk about when. When do you use a three-way call? If it's to talk about the slim, that's not a good time to use a three-way call. Okay. So if it's about product, the best thing to do is to reach out to your sponsor and say, oh my gosh, I have somebody interested in the slim. What do I do? Okay. So if you're new, that's probably what you're going to do first. Your sponsor is going to direct you. Okay. Now we know that we have an incredible virtual office, and Tammy mentioned earlier, hopefully there won't be any more changes to it in the near future. I really don't see any big changes. We have brand new virtual office and it's working really well now. So I think we're good. But, your sponsor can help you quickly find, and that will come to you over time, where you can quickly go in and just find what you need. Allow your sponsor to steer you. Your sponsor is teaching you simple things that are duplicatable. Let them teach you those. Be coachable. That is probably it's not probably, it is the key. So not necessarily for product would you do a three-way call unless you have somebody who's wanting to sign up, but it's a really complicated situation. So Tara, you and I, with your prospect, who I think is signing up tonight, she and you and I have been in a three-way chat for a week or more, even just talking about the products, because she has a complicated medical history, and we're making sure that she has the right information to take, to her medical professionals. We're making sure that she has everything she needs. Because I've done that before, and it just made sense for us to connect on that. But the main reason that you do a three-way call is when you've got somebody that's signing up, and even if they're just a little bit interested in the business, that's the person you want to get on the three-way call. That's the person you want to validate to. That's the person that you want to reach, and use that third-party tool, which is your sponsor. Now, maybe your sponsor's new. So maybe you want to reach out to somebody that you admire their leadership, or there's something, really cool about the way that they speak, or there's just some connection that you have with them. Ask that person to do a three-way call. I bet they'll say yes. Okay. And then you just grab a time and you go upon it. But the idea here is that the person coming on with you is the expert. You're being trained at the same time, and then your potential is getting the best possible service. Speaking of customer care, they're getting the best possible information. They're being guided properly through the conversation. And usually there's the closing of the sale during the three-way call. Okay. Usually the best three-way calls are either on the phone or, even better, in video. Okay. Not everyone's going to be comfortable with video, and that is okay. Ask them if you can have a conference call, a three-way phone call. And those are very easy to set up. With our phones, the way they're designed these days, it's super, super easy. You can do a very professional conference call with somebody. And if you don't know how to do that, you can look it up on YouTube. It's super fast. There's lots of quick videos on that, or you can just ask your sponsor, because they probably know how to do it. Okay. So the three-way call is important. Don't shy away from it. Do ask for help. It is a valuable tool. It is the closest thing to an opportunity meeting that you're going to get, in terms of a valuable tool to help you close the sale and show your potential that you're giving them the best service you can. All right. So next, I want to talk to you guys about prospecting. And I want to talk to you tonight. I'm going to be really, really direct and really, really just simple about this. Very easy steps. Okay. I have been, since I've been off school, I've been afforded more time, which has been wonderful. And I've been in the car a fair bit, and I'm an audio book listener girl. And so I've been saving up these audiobooks that I really want to listen to. And so between running and between driving, I've been able to read 5 books in the last couple of weeks. And I am so excited about what I'm reading. And I will put those on the team page after, so don't worry if you can't write them all down. But Beach Money is a fantastic book. I'm just prefacing before I start here. Go for No is a fantastic book. If you have been with Plexus for longer than 3 months or 4 months, we'll say, I would recommend Go for No. And if you're keen and you want this to be your full-time job, and you want time freedom, Go for No and Beach Money, your top 2 books. They're wise, and the words are incredible. Okay. There are lots and lots of books out there, and I don't necessarily know all the perfect ones, but I can tell you one thing: the spark that I have, and the way that I've kind of turned the corner with what I'm doing up here has everything to do with those 2 books. Okay. So I want to talk to you guys about the simplicity of what we have and why we keep talking about duplication. Okay. And I told you I was going to be really direct here. Okay. We don't need to complicate this. This is not hard. What we need to do is follow really simple steps. And Plexus they've landed it for us right here in this book. You don't have to go looking anywhere else. It's right here. And specifically, and if you haven't got your success kit, you will with your welcome pack if you're new. Okay, so this is going to come in the mail for you. This sheet is the thing. This is what you need to do. And specifically, the top third. I'm going to read it to you. Build your business. Share Plexus with 3 new people. Connect. Follow up with 3 potentials that you've already talked to about Plexus. Add 3 friends on Facebook. So in other words, talk to new people, talk to old people, make new friends. Those are the 3 steps. That's what you need to do. And that's what we need to do every day. Okay? Now, the top third isn't the only important, but it is the most important. The middle third is the part that I did not believe in when I started my business. And it's all about building yourself. And that's what Beach Money, Go for No, You're a Badass, Get Over Your Damn Self, all these books that we talk about, that's what they do. They help you build yourself. And people say to me all the time, oh, it's so easy for you. You're so confident. If you knew me 2.5 years ago, I did not speak this way. The personal development that I have done and the personal building that I have done has helped me be able to do some of the things I did this week. Let me give you an example. Not because I think I'm doing this perfectly, but because I can tell you I would not have been able to do it like this 2.5 years ago or a year ago, okay, or even 8 months ago. I was in Canadian Tire the other night. I was wearing my Plexus hat, and we went over to buy a Keurig. Long story, won't bore you with that. So I go up to the cash. The lady looks at my hat and she says, oh, what's Plexus? Now, isn't that a dream? Like, doesn't everybody dream of that? Isn't that wonderful? I was excited. And I said, well, you know what? You've probably seen these vans driving around town with Plexus on them, right? She goes, I have. And I said, well, that's a technology company. I said, but the Plexus that I'm sporting up here is something that can absolutely change your life. And I would love to tell you why. She was like, what? I couldn't have postured like that even 8 months ago. Not because I didn't believe in the product. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think I could say that to somebody. I didn't think somebody would receive me properly. I didn't believe, and I would have told myself in between my 2 ears, you can't say that. You're not, you can't say that. Well, I did say that. And before I knew it, we were friends on Facebook, and we were meeting for coffee the next day. So we met for coffee yesterday. So this is literally just in the last couple of days, okay? We met for coffee yesterday. We had a wonderful chat, and I went right for the business with her. She is extremely unhappy in her job, and she's looking for a plan B. And we talked very frankly. I brought her a catalog. I brought the compensation plan with me. And I didn't overdo it. I just talked about the simplicity of what this is and how it could change her life. Okay? We're meeting again on Thursday. So somebody meets you for coffee twice, chances are good that, they're going to join your team. And I'm glad she's being methodical about it. I'm glad that she's thinking about it. Okay, another example, Julie and I were in the airport in wherever we were, Orlando. And, you know, and again, I wouldn't have done this a year ago. We get off the plane, we walk into the store, and I said, I need a pink drink. Like, I need a pink drink. So we walk into the store, we get these bottles of water, and Julie's waiting for me in the hall. I'm like, get in here. We got to mix our pink drink in the store. And people are looking at us and going, what are you guys doing? And the lady behind the cash, she's like, what is that? And we're like, this is the pink drink. And it is amazing. She goes, where can I get it? And I gave her a stick of pink drink. I turned my phone around and I asked her if she was on social media. She wasn't. I turned my phone around and I said, add yourself in my contacts and I'll text you. And we've had an ongoing conversation ever since. And we all know that follow-up takes a long time with some people and not with others. Those are just two examples off the top of my head that I didn't necessarily plan on telling you about tonight. But every single day we have opportunities to share. And guys, why wouldn't you share something that can change? Like, what if you could change everything? This is the other thing in your success kit. If you haven't read this, read it. It's awesome. Okay. You've got more than one, so you can share them with a really great potential. We have something here in these products that we know works. We know people need it, and we know what it's done for us. And if you're just starting your journey, we can validate for you here right now that the products work. We know they do. Okay? Our compensation plan is the thing that can change everything for you too. And you need to stand behind that and believe in yourself so that you can posture that way when you're talking to people. And the biggest excuse that people have from that is the thing that's holding them back from posturing. It's fear and it's belief. Belief in you mostly. Because if you've attended any of our live meetings, you know this company is incredible. If you've ever been to an opportunity meeting, if you've ever been to a convention, to a leaders retreat, you know this company is the real deal. If you have not, find a way to get to one. There's an opportunity meeting tomorrow night in Fredericton, and there's one in Moncton next Tuesday night at the Holiday Inn Express by the airport. I'm going up. If there's anybody local who needs a drive, I'm happy to have you jump in with me. And if not, I'll meet you there, okay? Because they're life-changing in the sense that it shows you, okay, this company's legit. Because I can sit here every week and say this to you, but when you have other industry leaders who are speaking this to you and talking about our products and talking about our compensation plan, and you hear the incredible testimonials, the health and business testimonials, people, real people, not robots on the internet, real people like you and me who are changing their lives every single day. Every single day. And that's why we need to posture. Now, I want to talk about hunting and gathering versus relationship building. Okay? If you're going out like a hunter and you've got this mentality that everybody's a prospect, then you're going to repel people. They are not interested in being hunted. Are you interested in being hunted? I'm not interested in being hunted. I'm interested in somebody showing a genuine concern for me. I'm interested in relationship building with people. I like to meet people. My time is valuable. Like, I don't want people adding me to groups when I don't want to be in that group. Like, that happened to me, I'm sure, half a dozen times today. Another notification popped up about this group that I'm in that I had no idea I was in. And I'm sure that happens to you guys all the time too. That is hunting. Going into a store and waiting to hear somebody talk about their headache, that's hunting. Walking into a mall and just looking around and going, all these people need Plexus, that is hunting. Okay, hunting and gathering only works in the woods. It doesn't work with Plexus. So what we need to be doing is we need to be nurturing and we need to relationship build. And Tammy mentioned that as the primary part of the beginning foundational piece of customer care. So that's what we're doing all the time. Let me give you an example of relationship building that worked really well, okay, for me. There's a guy that I've been talking to for quite some time. And it's like a teeter-totter. He's up and he's down, and has not been ready to commit. He's type 2 diabetic, and is a very, very nice man. And he came to me. I did not reach out to him, but we built a relationship first. Okay. One night he sent me a message and he said, I feel really awful. I think I need this pink drink. I think I do. And I did some reading. I Googled it, and I know that it's for type 2 diabetics. And, I've just started down this journey. I need it. And then he decided he was going to do the balance pack, and that he was going to sign up. And there was a promo after launch time, right, with all the codes. Well, he backed out on the phone. Like, we were on the phone, and he was signing up, and he backed out. Okay. And I just blessed him. I said, that is totally fine, Andrew. I get it. It's not your time. It's totally fine. So what ended up happening is I just sent him recipes every once in a while. Diabetic recipes that are made with like normal everyday food that he could enjoy. Every time I saw something like that, I sent it to him. And I didn't do it from a hunting perspective at all. I just said, hey, Andrew, I was thinking about you when I saw this article or this recipe today. Just thought you might like to give it a try. He always said, thank you. I like his stuff on Facebook, or actually I don't like it. I love it because it's stronger to love it. And I comment on his stuff, not everything. Again, I'm not hunting, I'm relationship building, and I'm letting him know that I'm still there. So he reached out to me today. He said, it's time, I need it. So we have a phone meeting tomorrow at 1:00. The more relationship building that you do with people, the better they're going to trust you. People don't buy Plexus. They don't trust Plexus yet. They trust you. They're going to come to you because you have shown them a passion, you are consistent, and you have loved on them. That's why people come to Plexus. They will also join you in your business for the same reason, because you have set it up for them. You have shown them, again, your passion, your consistency, not just with products, but with business. And your presence has been there, and you haven't left them high and dry just because they said no once or twice or 8 times, or didn't say anything once or twice or 8 times, because we know this happens. So, the magic potion, the magic formula for this business, for network marketing, is all about the relationship. And that's what we need to be doing. Now, you'll have a list of people that you're relationship building with, and you're thinking, okay, well then how do I know when to put them into the other part of my funnel? Okay, because we talk about our business funnel. So you put people in your relationship building. You have other people in another section of your funnel that you have already reached out to about Plexus, or maybe they've reached out to you. You're having that conversation, you're following up. And then you have the other section of your funnel is the part at the bottom where people come out the bottom and they join you in some way or another. If you want to transition from relationship over to prospect, and you need and know it's time to prospect, that means that you're listening to the person you're talking to. Tammy mentioned that as well. Listening is so important. How do you have a conversation with people? You listen. You don't speak only. And you don't ignore them when they speak back. That's hunting. You build the relationship with them. And when the time is right, it's going to feel really organic. Okay? Let me give you another example of when the time is right. So one of my guests at the Moncton meeting, the opportunity meeting that we had just 4 weeks ago, he and I have known each other for a long time. Every once in a while, he'll post something. I'll love it. I'll comment on it. But I didn't reach out to him right away about Plexus at all. I just kept fostering that relationship. And then one day I reached out to him and I said, listen, it's time. I got to talk to you about this pink drink. It is amazing. I would love to meet you for coffee and share a sample with you. Are you available at XYZ? Well, we met at Tim Hortons. He took the sample, and we had a really nice chat. We reconnected, and we went on our way. I followed up with him a few days later. Wasn't his time. Loved the pink drink. Not interested in ordering. his objection, of course, was financial. However, another opportunity came my way for me to reach out to him, and it was our opportunity meeting that was in Moncton. So he showed up for the opportunity meeting. And what I did was I sent him a message and I said, listen, I would love your support. I'm, going to be speaking at this event, and it would just mean so much to me to have some people sitting in those seats when I do that. Can I count on your support to come with me? We can go for a drink after and have a chat, that kind of stuff. His response was, sure, I'll come. So he came. He got like 2 shirts, a 7-day trial, and a bag full of goodies from Plexus. It was a corporate one.
And 3 notepad books that he gave away.
Oh yeah, 3 notepad books that he gave away to somebody. And afterwards, he really didn't seem interested at all, but he ordered a bag of Slim. So now he's going to be on our products, and he ordered the bag of Slim. So what I'm trying to say is you can find moments where it's going to be, where it's going to be organic for you to reach out to people, where it's going to feel right. Sometimes it's going to be much more blatant, like they're talking about their type 2 diabetes, or they have a headache, or they're always tired on Facebook, or in a conversation you have with them at the grocery store. Let me give you another one. Today at my house, I'm tutoring this young guy. He's doing his music theory exam in August, and I'm tutoring him. And his mama is an obstetrician. And I've actually been really freaked out and scared to reach out to this lady. She's been on my chicken list the entire time I've done Plexus. And yes, I have a chicken list. And I today stood in my kitchen with her and listened to her talk about how there's one other obstetrician that had to leave her job to take care of her ailing parents, and how everyone's picking up the slack, and all she wants is time. She just wants time. She doesn't care how much money they're paying her. She just wants time. She's on my chicken list. So in my kitchen, I talked to her about Plexus today, and let me just tell you, my knees were knocking together, guys. An obstetrician in my kitchen. So what I did was I went over to the cupboard and I took out my bag of Plexus Slim, and I gave her a stick. And I said, listen, I have not talked to you about this because I was scared. You don't scare me, and generally speaking, I said, but I was scared to talk to you about this. You are talking about needing something else. You're talking about a plan B. This product works. I know that you're the one with a medical and science degree and background, but I'm telling you right now, I'm the expert on this, and it works. And I really want you to try it. Will you try it? We mixed it up in a glass of water. She drank it. She sat there, and we talked and talked and talked and talked about the compensation plan. She didn't leave. She didn't gross me out. She didn't say anything disrespectful. She didn't say network marketing is not for me. Nothing. She just listened to me. And at the end of the conversation, I said, listen, I'm going to give you, oops, I can hear myself feeding back. I'm going to give you a shout. I said, I'm going to give you a couple of days. I'm going to give you a shout. And I really want you to think long and hard about this, because this is a great opportunity. You are in a position of great influence, and people respect you. And I think you would do incredibly well at this. You have a huge network of people, and wouldn't it be great? She was nodding up and down and smiling. She did not say no. And she kept saying, time would be nice. Time would be nice. So guys, when it comes to prospecting, there is no secret in the sense that, like, how to do it. It's all about listening, talking, building relationships. And the hardest part is what goes on between our 2 ears, that fear piece. Like, I was shaking. My knees were shaking. I'm actually sweating while I'm telling you the story. Like, it freaked me out because I keep pushing her. Every time I go to my chicken list to pick somebody, if you don't know what a chicken list is, it's just a list of people that you're scared to reach out to for whatever reason. I just kept pushing her down to the bottom. I just went for it today. And I know it's because I did this part, the middle section, so much lately, the building yourself. And, we can all find excuses and reasons not to find the time to do it, not to find the time, not to find the half hour to read a chapter or an article or listen. In my case, if I read, I fall asleep. So I listen. I do audiobooks because I can also do them while I'm on the fly, right? You're worth it. You need to take the time. You need to listen or read. And then you need to posture yourself like that. You need to practice it. It gets easier the more you do it. Trust me. Okay? But that is the key. That is it. That is what prospecting is. It is not, I mean, yes, there's ways to do it, and yes, there's ways to close. But you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And if you have built the relationship with them, you're golden. You are golden. And everybody on this call can do it. Everything I've said on this call is something we can all do. We can all reach out to people. We can all relationship build. We can all build our networks. We can all follow up with people. We can all listen to personal development things. We can all find books to read. We can all go for a walk. We can all get our water. We can all do all of these things. And they're all important. I think sometimes we complicate that and we think, oh, well, you know, she's doing it because she just knows how to do it. No. Practice. You have to just jump right in and do it. And you know what? If let's say you get into that situation and you're like, this is the situation she talked about, or this is the situation that I heard about at that training that time. I know it is, but I can't. You know what you do? Count backwards from 5 to 1, just like a rocket ship, and just do it. Just do it. Nike shouldn't have had that slogan. We should. Plexus people should. But let's say you still can't. Message your sponsor. Message your sponsor or another Plexus community person, friend. And say, listen, I've got this right in front of me. I didn't do it. What do I do? What do I do? Ask them for help. Ask them for words. Ask them for support, encouragement. Ask them to inspire you into it or to will you into it somehow, because it is, once you start practicing doing it, it's going to start rolling off your tongue. And then everywhere you go, it's just going to be the way that you do your business. And that is really cool, I think. Okay, so remember, we're not hunters. We are not hunters and gatherers. There might be some network marketing companies or some teams who do it that way, but I guarantee you that might help you reach a goal. Like, you know, let's say by midnight, I want to be gold. Okay. And gold, if you don't know, is our second rank in Plexus. It means you have 20 people in your downline, basically. I want to be gold by midnight tonight, so I have 4 people to get, and I'm just going to go out and get those people. You can do that. You can. You can absolutely do that. You can. And you will rank up. But the only issue with that is that you've gotten those people by hunting them. And they're probably not going to be long-term lifer people. Okay? So you can do it. You can. You absolutely can. Go ahead. But they are not going to be people who stay with you. And they're probably not. Okay? Going to be people who stay with you. And that's the whole thing, conversation you need to have with yourself, I guess. But my strong recommendation would be not hunting. No. So that's my little prospecting speech tonight, I guess. I would love to open it up to the team and just see if there's anything I missed, anything you want clarification on, something you want to add, questions. If you're not comfortable unmuting yourself, you can always ask in the chat. And I'm going to unrecord. See, I remembered. Whew.